What's going on, guys? Welcome back, and today we're going to be checking out some games which are coming out in September 2024. Starting things off, we have arguably one of the bigger new releases coming out with Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. This sequel to the 2011 original Space Marine game is being developed by Saber Interactive, known for Mudrunner, Insurgency, and also the zombie third-person shooter World War Z. This title is where they're blending some of the inspiration, as Space Marine 2 will feature thousands of alien Tyranid enemies on screen using similar tech as they did in World War Z to achieve the zombie swarm effects in that game. Seriously, an underrated third-person Left 4 Dead-like if you haven't tried that one already. However, Space Marine 2 is launching with a brand new campaign which you can play solo or with up to 2 friends in a seamless 3-player co-op experience, and it's also launching with a PvE mode where you can customize and build various classes of Space Marines in some gorgeous environments as it looks to take full advantage of Unreal Engine 5. Some critics and creators have already been able to go hands-on with this recently, and it's getting a lot of love for how well polished it feels as well as how great it looks and runs. It's also going to be a 6v6 PvP mode, and this feels like this may be September's version of Helldivers 2 that we had earlier in the year. Coming out on September 9th to PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, and there will be 3 editions at launch. The base game for £54.99, but then the gold and the ultra editions for £79.99 and £89.99 respectively. Although those both have an advanced access period starting 5th of September, so you can get a head start on the game before official release. I just recently played the first game in anticipation for this one, and it holds up really well today. I will leave that linked below the like button for those interested. Finally, Nintendo are giving us a Zelda game where we can actually play as the princess instead of that green forest boy Zelda. Okay, I'm joking with you before you run to the comments. It is true though that Princess Zelda is going to be the main controllable character for the first time in her very own game, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, where she now needs to go and save Link as the tables have fully turned. This one is bringing that art style from the 2019 remake of Link's Awakening, and we'll see Zelda play quite differently to Link, as she can use her magic to copy and place objects and even summon enemies that she's defeated so that she can have them fighting for her or using boxes and other objects to help her reach various places on her journey. This has the Nintendo creative energy flowing through it, where they're looking for unique gameplay experiences, and I think this one looks really interesting. It's launching on the Nintendo Switch only on September 26th for $49.99 in the Nintendo eShop. Set 30 years after the first game, Frostpunk 2 looks to evolve on the gameplay where you not only have to navigate the perils of never-ending winter, but also now manage factions inside the council hall that watch your every step. This game has just gotten even bigger, with you looking after districts within an even bigger city now, and you have thousands of citizens to look after instead of just a few hundred. You now have to use the city's council hall to negotiate new laws and changes while trying to ensure the safety and security of the city in the future. The game will have a multi-chapter saga to follow a story as you progress, and will also feature a fresh sandbox mode where you can try various different things and experiment. The main vibe in this game is that in the first game, the biggest enemy was nature itself, whereas in Frostpunk 2, your greatest enemy is now human nature and trying to bring peace and happiness to the masses. This is coming to PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S, where it'll actually be day one on Game Pass as well. Otherwise, the base edition is £37.99 on Steam, and the Deluxe edition is currently $56.69. That includes a 10% discount. The Deluxe edition will include free future DLCs and some other items and art book, as well as getting to play the story mode of the game 72 hours before release. Supermassive Games, the creators of Until Dawn, The Quarry, and the Dark Pictures anthology, are back and teaming up with Behaviour Interactive to bring an all-new story within the Dead by Daylight universe. The casting of Frank Stone follows a group of young friends exploring the depths of an Oregon steel mill to investigate the gruesome crimes of a sadistic killer. Promising choice and consequences, emotional gut punches, and high-stakes horror, this one is shaping up to be looking really good. If that's not enough, in October, the Until Dawn remaster is making its way to PC as well, so that's going to be really good and a bit more of Supermassive Games there. The casting of Frank Stone is launching at a modest £33.50 with the Deluxe edition at $41.99. This gives you some exclusive costumes and also, interestingly, unlocks a feature earlier in the game where you can go back and change key decisions or find missing collectibles. Wording suggests that finishing the game once will probably unlock this normally for standard edition owners, but the Deluxe edition people will get this right out of the gate. This is coming out on September 3rd to PC, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. We already mentioned Until Dawn, but that's not until October, but within the 30-day window, we'll be getting 3 PlayStation exclusive titles coming to PC. So we've got Until Dawn next month, and then we've got these next 2. So let's start with Final Fantasy XVI, which has recently been confirmed to be coming to Steam on September 17th. This one seems to be without the usual enhancements Sony do though, with the ultra wide and all those little bits that they usually shout about. If they are doing that, they haven't really mentioned it yet. At the moment, the game is coming over as base edition for $44.99 or the complete edition for $64.99, which would include both the Echoes of the Fallen DLC and the Rising Tide DLC. I held off playing this because I was waiting for the PC release, so I'm glad it's almost here and I can't wait for this one. I'm hoping this one performs well and that it's a good port, and if you're curious, there is a demo you can download on Steam right now and try it out on your hardware and see how it handles it. Interestingly, the demo is taking a bit of heat with the Steam's new policy, which allows you to review demos, which is good in my opinion, but many are commenting that the game in the demo is having performance issues. Ultra-wide support needs to be set manually via the config file in your directory. And apparently at ultra settings, the visuals are below what the PS5 offers in terms of resolution and also the textures. So hopefully they can address some of these issues, but as excited as I am for this game, I am slightly cautious after hearing some of this. As always, take it with a pinch of salt, as plenty of other reviews are also saying it runs flawlessly, so mileage may vary. Anyway, the next PlayStation title making its way to Steam is God of War Ragnarök from Santa Monica Studio. This is finally coming to PC on September 19th with the free Valhalla roguelike mode as well, and that's going to be there at launch for $49.99 or $59.99 for the Digital Deluxe Edition. This Digital Deluxe Edition has some skins and an art book as well as the soundtrack, should you be interested. This one will feature unlocked frame rates, true 4K resolution with upscaling support for DLSS and FSR at launch, and yes, even super ultra wide up to 32:9 should that be what you're looking for. Notice how this is the stuff they shout about in God of War Ragnarök. They do not really mention this or talk about this with Final Fantasy 16. Bear that in mind. Another one I'm excited to finally get to play and catch up on, the story of Kratos, and boy. So this is a throwback, but Age of Mythology is getting a remake in Age of Mythology Retold, which includes the original game and the Titan DLC with a whole uplift in visuals and gameplay to bring it to the modern era. This was an RTS I played a lot of back in the day, and they've also announced that they're going to be bringing 2 new DLCs that will be coming in the future too. They're going to be adding the Chinese pantheon of gods and then an unannounced pantheon to be added at a later date. You can get those included in the premium editions as well as a 7-day early access, and they've added a new Norse god, Freyr, for $32.29, including 15% off at the moment, or base game itself for just $22.49. Greedfall 2 is coming out this month as well, and that feels like it's come from nowhere. Greedfall was a nice but flawed third-person action RPG from Spiders. It was janky, it had its issues, but in my opinion, it was really good story, nice RPG, some nice quests and environments, and the combat was rather fun too. This time around, the sequel sees you follow a different character, but the movement and combat system this time is more of a turn-based party RPG, similar to, say, Baldur's Gate 3, rather than the action RPG that we had before. This is a big design decision from one game to another to basically swap the entire type of RPG that it is. They're promising to go even deeper into the RPG experience this time around and let you explore and forge your own destiny, so we'll have to see how this one lands when it launches into early access on Steam on September 24th. No price for this one at the moment, and there are rumors of PS5 and Xbox Series X and S versions. They're going to be coming at some point. They've been pushed back to 2025, so just PC for the meantime. I'd assume once it comes out of early access, it'll probably launch on consoles then. Have you ever wanted to channel your inner witch? In REKA, you get to build a cozy chicken-legged hut, practice witchcraft, and forage for ingredients in autumnal woodlands. There will be quests to solve and mysteries to uncover with the legendary witch Baba Yaga. This is coming from Emberstorm Entertainment, and I tried the demo of this back in the last Steam Next Fest. It was a little bit like an open world survival craft game, but less focused on the survival. It certainly has more of a cozy vibe to it, but a really nice art style and design choices. There's no pricing on this one, but there is a demo on Steam that you can download and try for yourself to see if it's for you. REKA is PC only at this time and will be releasing on September 12th. Deathsprint 66 is a kart racer without the karts. You are cyber clones who are sprinting, jumping, and sliding around the track and racing for first place in a futuristic, cyberpunkish kind of world. I played a playtest of this a few weeks back and we'll leave that linked below the like button, but it was a lot of fun. You pick up the boxes like in Mario Kart to then use weapons and powers to gain an advantage against the other racers, and it certainly has some nice energy about it. This one is an 8-player PvP, and there will be a PvE mode as well, but I'm curious on the price for this one because with the marketing, there doesn't seem to be a lot of hype around this at the moment. It is nice to see a fresh take on the kart racing genre, even if there's no kart. I wasn't getting any indication that this would be free to play, but I also hope it's not a pricey title because it may struggle to find a player base if so. That said, looks really good and a good option if you're into your races but looking for something fresh. It was giving Ghost Runner vibes mixed with Mario Kart and then all the blood and gore when things don't go right. I think something like having split screen on this would make this amazing as well, but I don't think that's going to be there, certainly not at launch anyway. Astro Bot is getting its own full platformer to be the Mario for Sony, it seems. You'll ride DualSense controllers, fly in PS5 spaceships, and navigate carefully designed levels, game looks stunning from the trailers, and those looking for that Mario-style gameplay but over on the PlayStation will no doubt find something here. Usually first-party Sony games are high quality and featuring a lot of polish, so I'm going to be expecting that one as well and for it to do fairly well, at least critically, but we'll have to see if this is at the top of people's lists in what's already proving to be a busy September already. This is, of course, PlayStation exclusive to the PS5 and is coming September 6th for £59.99. A cult classic from the original Xbox 360 era, Dead Rising is getting a new lick of paint with Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. They've modernized the controls, redone all the voices, and added even more voice lines in. It now has autosaves and other modern quality of life features, as well as the improvement to the graphics and art style. This is coming to PC and consoles with $39.99 for the Deluxe Remaster, and then, get this, $49.99 for the Deluxe Remaster Digital Deluxe. What a name. This version includes some additional costumes and music tracks, including some from Capcom franchises, including Resident Evil. This is releasing on September 19th. Another Steam Next Fest alumni, and this one was very impressive. Mirthwood is an immersive medieval fantasy where you will be able to manage your homestead and also go off and find adventure. This felt closest to Stardew Valley from the Steam demo that I tried, but with a complete different art style and looked really nice from what time I managed to have with it. It seemed to offer some level of RPG and a bit of choice and consequence as well, which I like to see. Some outcomes of quests being different and having a knock-on effect depending on your choices that you made, but we'll have to wait for the full game to see how deep that system is. Homestead was very similar to Stardew Valley, where you have a farmhouse, a messy farmyard, which you need to clear and sort out before you can plant your seeds, water the crops. If you've played Stardew Valley before, it will be instantly recognizable in that regard. This one is coming to Steam on September 11th, and there is a free demo available to try right now and play the opening section and get a feel for the game and the mechanics. No price on this one at the moment. Okay, so Funko Pops, the little characters, they are now getting their own game and having some licenses with Universal to bring the likes of Jaws, Five Nights at Freddy's, Jurassic Park, even Shaun of the Dead into explorable worlds, a little bit like how the original LEGO games used to do it. That's the vibe I'm getting from this anyway. It's certainly looking quite cool, to be honest, but we'll have to see how this one lands and performs upon release. It certainly promises a wide mashup of characters from various franchises and seems to have that LEGO humor as well ingrained into it. This one is launching on September 13th for £41.99 on PC and next-gen consoles. PS4 and Nintendo Switch will receive this on November 15th. A few years ago, Void Bastards came out as a roguelike shooter where you're boarding the spaceships and clearing the levels. Now Wild Bastards, the spiritual successor, is set in the Wild West with heart-pounding FPS action and a tactical campaign. You'll lead a band of 13 outlaws to gunsling your way through various planets in intense, bite-sized shootouts. This is coming to PC, PlayStation and Xbox on September 12th. No word on pricing at the moment, but you can download the demo on Steam to check this out today if you wish. Enotria, The Last Song, is an upcoming Souls-like set in a sunlit world inspired by Italian folklore. The world is stuck in an eternal play that keeps everything in stasis, but we play as the maskless one who has no role and therefore can take control of our destiny. We can wear role-altering masks that we can pick up on our travels or by defeating bosses and alter reality to unravel the secrets of Enotria. This is giving me some Lies of P vibes, where it'll hopefully be a really good Souls-like entry. The lore, the setting, the visuals all look great so far, and there are loads of different perks and builds available, so I'm interested to give this one a try when it comes out. Won't have to wait long. Enotria The Last Song is coming out on September 18th for PC via Steam and Epic Games, as well as PS5 and Xbox Series X and S. Before Forza Horizon, before The Crew, there was an open world racer called Test Drive Unlimited back on the Xbox 360 in 2006. The series itself is older, dating back to Atari and maybe even before, 1987 I think, but I think this one was the first open world Horizon style, which is weird to say given Forza Horizon was very much influenced by Test Drive Unlimited back in the day. Anyway, it's back and it's letting us explore Hong Kong in Test Drive Unlimited Soda Crown. Loads of licensed cars, street races, social hub spaces and more. You're into your races, but maybe you're done with Forza Horizon 5 and The Crew, or maybe they're not quite cutting it for you. Test Drive might be worth checking out. It's releasing on Steam, PS5 and Xbox Series X and S for $39.99 on September 12th. There are a few other editions as well, which include some cosmetics and some cars and packs and stuff like that. It starts at $59.99 and the top tier at $69.99, and that one will give you a 7-day advanced access to the game as well. You know, in Hogwarts Legacy there was no Quidditch available to play? Well, this is the reason. Harry Potter Quidditch Champions is a standalone Quidditch game from Warner Brothers where you can play solo or PvP online. You can take it to the skies as a chaser, seeker, keeper, or beater, which all have their own unique style of play as you travel across the globe in various arenas across the wizarding world. There's a career mode, and this can be played solo or co-op with up to 3 friends. You can also have AI exhibition matches and also PvP against people online. Lots of customization available here, and you can make your own character. You'll also be able to see all the familiar faces from the Harry Potter franchise here as well. Played the original Quidditch game that was on the GameCube, I think, so that's quite old now, but yeah, there's a new one coming out, and it's coming out on September 3rd for £24.99, and there's a deluxe edition for £34.99, which includes the Hogwarts house's attire like Gryffindor, Slytherin, and so on, as well as some in-game gold for further customizations. This is coming to PC and all consoles, including the Nintendo Switch. And we covered this one last month, but it's kind of crossing over the two. So the only early access beta kind of playtest for September that I could really see on the horizon, and there wasn't really anything super noteworthy in terms of DLC coming out in September. So I'm just going to remind you about the Call of Duty Black Ops 6 beta playtest that will be beginning on August 30th for those that pre-ordered the game on console or PC, or if you're a Game Pass subscriber, you can also get in on the action too at no extra cost. The early access closed beta will launch on August 30th until September 4th, and then from September 6th, they're going to be running an open beta, and that will be right up until September 9th. You'll be able to try out the new Omni movement, as well as trying out the modes and new weapons available in this year's COD. Anyway, that's all from me. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments below what games you're looking forward to playing this month. Another busy month, and now we're heading towards the run-up for Christmas, where all the big hitters start coming out between now and February. Thank you so much for watching, for the support. And if you found this video helpful, please consider dropping a like, hitting that subscribe button, and drop a comment below. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care.